Hi.
Hi.
Hi guys. My name is Shulac. I'm just here as a support system. This spotlight is hers, so let's make her shine.
No. Yeah. Hi there. Welcome to my space. I am Purity Mbogwa and joining me is
Shulac.
and we are really glad to have you back. In this channel, we recount my life experiences and we hope that you get to learn a thing or two, right?
Yeah, definitely. And in this episode, we're going to be covering something quite interesting. We're going to be talking about birthdays.
Yes, it's my birthday month.
Exactly.
April is my birthday month.
Someone is getting older, so you're turning
27.
27.
I always thought
You
it was
don't look
26.
27.
I was hoping it was 26, but it is 27.
But anyway, I had someone say that we don't grow any younger, so we just appreciate that you get to turn 27, alive and kicking, healthy, and everything.
Yes. So yeah, it is my birthday month.
You can start sending in the birthday wishes. Maybe we can put her M-Pesa number down there. Maybe you can do a little something for her. But anyway, it jokes. So, in your 27 years, you've learned quite a lot.
Yes.
In the 27 years you've been on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be sharing a few tips today.
Yes, I will be sharing 9 things I know for sure as a 27-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah, 9 things I know for sure. So maybe just a recount of. I was trying to think back, growing up, how the birthdays used to be. So when we were young, I know my mom and dad, I think they would do birthdays for us.
Yeah.
Because we have pictures. Do you have pictures?
Yeah, we have pictures.
No,
I have pictures for you and Shrek.
Yes.
Because I think for you guys, they went all out.
They really did.
They
go
went all out.
Yes.
It was a whole party in there, like a whole bunch of kids.
Yes, neighbors.
There's a cake on the table.
Yes.
Drinks, juice, to biscuits,
snacks and all that.
I think for the both of you, and also for Joel and Paris, those are our siblings. They went all out.
Yeah.
They went all out.
But have I ever seen theirs?
Yeah.
They're there.
In Dad's album.
Okay.
And it was another hell of a party or another level. But I think for you guys, they went all out.
They really did go all out.
At that tender age.
Very young age. Because as we grew up, I think they stopped at some point. Because I remember must have been primary, I just remember being agitated that she was not doing anything for my birthday. Then I would just start complaining, okay, it's my birthday, what are we doing, why aren't we doing anything? So there's a point I remember, I think they stopped at some point. Then I feel like I started poking a bit for it to happen, because I know mom started baking the cakes at home instead of buying.
She used to bake.
Yes, she used to bake. So I know a couple of scenarios I really pushed.
Drew tantrums.
Yes, I want a birthday. And I did get one. And so I think we carried it now all through till today. We do celebrate birthdays.
Yeah, we do. Not in a big way, but at least there's a small celebration. But then I think for me, I think my first birthday was when I was old. I can't quite remember the age, but I was quite old. So when I was small,
tiny,
I don't have any memory of any birthday. I think my first birthday was when I was in class 4, 5. It must have been somewhere up, if I'm not wrong. But for you guys, I think maybe at 2-3 years you had a birthday.
Yeah, because of the pictures. Yeah.
And I think maybe they even threw other parties, but there was no photographer around before.
No, I wouldn't. No, because I know what used to happen even later at when I was in primary. Is it no? It's not even primary. Primary and high school, but I think it's high school. A photographer would have to come home because we didn't have smartphones.
And we had one common photographer.
And there's only one photographer in town.
Who's still around even now.
Who is still around.
In the photography business.
Yeah, so maybe they did have other parties, but
his
there
name
was
is
no.
Mato.
Yeah,
Mato.
Yeah, Mato.
Still there.
And he's still there. He's a legend. And so that's I don't know. But do you think birthdays should be celebrated?
Definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely. It's a special occasion either way. Even if you won't go all out, at least do something for yourself. It's a milestone.
It is a milestone.
It's a milestone.
And also how I see it, because I have noticed for the past birthdays, I don't have that much excitement per se, like I would have it before. But I always feel it's important because to just recognize this is my birthday.
Yeah.
You were born into this world. You are making an impact as a result of it. Like there are people who generally enjoy your presence.
Definitely. Just
to recognize that you as a person in this world that we are existing, you're playing a huge role somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I think the only birthday I was really excited for was my 18th. Personally. I've celebrated the others, but okay, the older I grow, the more it seems to like lose meaning. But I at least try to be in the moment on that day. I'll do my best to be in the moment. At least it's a moment of self-reflection for me. Another year on earth and everything. You've come this far. What have you achieved? On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you are and everything? But I feel like you just have to celebrate it. You don't have to go all out, but at least do something for yourself.
Recognize that you exist somehow.
You don't need to have a whole bunch of people around you. Take yourself out. Just do something.
Yeah.
If it means staying indoors all alone, switch off your phone and everything, have your moment, do it. But at least celebrate it in your own unique way.
Yeah.
Not just the normal way that society has showed us. Or because I think birthdays also come with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to host people and everything. Mara, you want gifts.
Yes.
Maybe at that time, the financial situation is not
adding up. Yeah.
So I think you should just find a way to celebrate it in your own unique way.
In your own.
Not the way society has shown us that is, go take a B&B, throw a party, invite everyone. Even if it means spending time alone on that day.
So be it.
Yeah.
And so I was just trying to remember, and I could remember 2 birthdays. And the reason why I think I remember them so significantly, it's because I bought myself something. So there's a birthday where my mom gifted me some cash, and I bought myself a table that I really like. And so when I thought of birthdays, that's the one thing that I bought during my birthday. Then I know on my 25th birthday, 25th, right? I bought myself, this must have been on 26th, a Sandstorm bag. The big bag that I carry. Which was quite a purchase.
Expensive.
Yes. And so when I thought about it, it also clicked. And so I told myself, I think I'll make it a habit to gift myself something every birthday. So that when you look back, when you see it, it reminds you that by the way, this is an achievement. Yes, that was for that. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. So I don't know. Maybe we should
We'll
go
get into it.
the 9 things I know for sure. Or maybe what headspace am I right now as I turn 27?
Is that a question to me?
No,
or
I am.
Oh, okay.
No, I just asked myself a question maybe before, because that will sort of give a foundation of the 9 things that I know for sure. I was looking back and I noticed I started working at the age of 20.
Employment.
Yes.
Hey.
Because
okay.
At 20 is when I graduated.
Uh-huh.
This was back in 2016.
2016.
Is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah, 2016.
2016 plus 9, is that 27? Yes.
Okay. The math is not adding, is it?
Is it? I don't know.
Let's just confirm.
But I was just I was just trying to.
That's 2016.
Yeah.
2016.
Just trying to reflect.
That's 7.
7, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So 7 years.
7 years in the industry.
7 years and maybe 1 year for hustling, tamaking, and all that. But I realized, I don't know, it feels like after 7 years is when I am finally recognizing the person that I am. Is it?
So basically, for the past 7 years, you've like been on a self-discovery journey.
More
Not
like,
intentionally,
yes,
but subconsciously.
Yes. And so at this time, I feel like a lot has happened. You've gone through different experiences. You've been employed, you've done internships, you have. Because now, for the 7 years, more or less, it's what has been what? Work-life balance, which can be very hard to maintain, to have.
I hear people talking about that all of the time.
Yeah.
Work life.
Yeah, work-life balance.
Because there's the analogy that at times you get overwhelmed so much by work, you don't have time for you.
Yes.
So by the time maybe you are hitting like for many people, they say that when they get to the age of retirement, it's when they realize that, okay, for all these years, I've just dedicated myself to service.
Yes.
But I've not been putting much focus on myself.
True. And so it feels like I have been sleeping and I am finally awake for the 7 years. Not literal, but it feels like a lot of things are now making more sense now than before. I don't know. I feel like I have learned so many things and experienced. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Maybe let's
just say it's eye-opening.
It's eye-opening. It's eye-opening.
So it's there's 7 things.
I have 9.
9 things you know for sure.
9. I ended up with 9. And one is the universe is working for you. It is conspiring for you. It's not working against you. And what I meant by that is there are times you feel like everything is not working for your good.
Yep.
You go through experiences, it's like
maybe
it's not aligning. Yeah. It's as though it's not aligning to what you are hoping to achieve.
Basically, a lot of obstacles, setbacks, and everything.
Setbacks and all that.
Nothing is working out.
Correct.
You start feeling like you have no purpose.
But when I look back now, everything that I have been through, say, every organization I've worked in, say for instance, any relationship that I've been, any situation that I found myself, now it's starting to make sense. It is sort of aligning to your purpose. And you know how people say everything happens for
even
a
your worst
reason?
moments.
Even the worst moment happened for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, I have come to notice that whatever is happening, so long as you are very conscious of what you want in life, the world is conspiring for you.
So
Everything
basically,
is for your own
the world is
good.
behind you.
Yes.
Like nature in itself is just.
Yeah.
I've had that a couple of times, yes, but at times it's. Uh, at times you get pushed to the wall so much, you know, get angry at life. Have you gotten to that point at some point? Because you're like, okay, so maybe they say that when you go through tough times, it's just a way of hardening you and everything. And then the moment you conquer, you realize, kumbe I needed that to be this type of person.
Yeah.
Have you been? Have you gotten to a point where you're just like, hata kama you're working in my favor, this is too much.
Yes.
It's too much on my plate.
Yes. And even to a point where I'm like, okay, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. At this point, honestly, whatever happens, they say, que sera, sera. Like, whatever happens, happens. Like, I am not pushing harder. I am not dreaming bigger enough. However,
I won't complain again.
I'm not complaining. I'm just waking up and showing up. If it works, it works. If it does not work, it does not work. Yeah, I have got to that point. But I realized the moment now the moment you conquer one and you're on the other end, that's when the previous situation starts to make sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically, whatever anyone is going through, at some point it will all make sense.
It will make sense.
Nice.
It will make sense. And also on the same point, I don't know whether you've ever noticed, the moment you start to focus on something, like I remember when I wanted to put my dreadlocks, I suddenly would just see everybody. Anywhere I go, I just see somebody with locks. Matatu, there's somebody with locks. I'm walking, minding my business, somebody. Like the moment you focus your attention on whatever you want, somehow it opens up, the world opens up, and you're able to start spotting whatever it is that you want. I don't know whether that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So it's both the positive and the negative.
The positive and the negative.
So basically, if you focus on the negative, most of the times you'll be attracting negative towards yourself.
Yes.
Negative outcomes towards yourself. Okay. It's a nice approach. And it actually does make sense.
Or whatever it is that you want to achieve. You see, like, I want A, B, C, D. You start to focus on those things. Somehow, you find yourself attracting people who are within that space, or people who are going to direct you within that space. And it's very subconscious. You're not looking for them. Somehow they just...
It's like they find you.
They find you. Or you find them, whichever way.
There's just this magnetic force that either draws you to them.
Yes, or draws them to you.
Exactly. Nice.
So that's my first point. The second point is acne is a struggle I will have to live with. It is not going.
It's here to stay.
It's here to stay. That one I know for sure.
But truth be told, your acne journey has been quite something.
It's been
quite something. At what point did you realize that these pimples and these breakouts, it's not just the adolescence thing and everything. It's actually this bad. It's a condition. Because you started skin.
My skin breakout started in high school, I want to say. Form 1.
At that point you thought it was just the adolescent stage?
You know, it's interesting. I thought, I never thought I would ever have acne. And that is a conversation we will have in a different episode, purely because if you ask Shrek, and maybe Shrek is a person. Now, do you want to describe Shrek? Because I feel he will be coming up every so often. I feel like he's a very nice person.
Let me describe Shrek.
Please.
Okay, if you watched Shrek the movie, you know how that character looks. So we have an elder brother who looks exactly the same.
But he was blessed.
He was blessed. He was blessed with every. He was blessed with every other thing, but the looks. Okay, Shrek is just a way of me teasing him and everything, but he does look like Shrek. But Shrek is our elder brother.
He's an
amazing
guy. Human being. If you meet him and you don't like him, maybe you are the problem.
Definitely.
Because he's a people person. He's a people person.
He always owes good vibes and everything.
Correct. And I feel at times like he's a big teddy bear that you just want to hug.
Though
he's not big, actually. And so that is Shrek, and his name might be coming up every once in a while. And so Shrek would tell me, you have such good face, because we studied together in primary. I don't think you will ever break out. Because I was flawless.
Clear skin, everything.
Yeah, I was flawless. And so at some point, high school was really bad. But in high school, what do you know about acne? So you sort of survive through it. Come into campus, you start to know 1, 2, 3 things. Skincare routine, you start doing facials.
Try out some pain medication.
Try out medications, see a few dermatologists here and there. It works, it reverts. And so I thought I had found a regimen that worked. I think I was a bit better. Say last year, beginning of this year.
I feel like your face is already clearing up.
It's much better now.
It's way much better.
But now I had to switch products again.
Or for it to be this flawless.
How I am now, which is not flawless actually.
Okay, you want a clear skin tone?
Yes.
Is it achievable?
Maybe not. Maybe yes.
Okay, but we do have people who have like a clear.
Because funny story, actually just today, I went into Best Lady. I wanted to buy a few products here and there. Shampoo, hair products and all. And this lady approached me wanting to assist. Like, what are you getting? What do you want? And I was like, okay, I know what I want. I will just figure it out. You know, when you just want to sort of
window shop.
Yeah, go through the whole thing. And she didn't stop. She was like, okay, what exactly are you looking at? And I told her, I'll be fine. And I continued. Kidogo kidogo, I see her. And she's like, and you know, there's something you can use for your face. And I was like, no. At this point, I think I was just, can you just leave me alone and mind my business? And I just bought whatever I was buying. And so for you, I feel like maybe you have seen me. You see me every day. I mean, we live together.
Yeah.
But my skin is not flawless.
But there's a lot of improvement either way.
There's a lot of improvement. And so I thought I found a regimen that worked. Then from nowhere it stopped working. And I think I'm about to try just one
to
last.
Switch it up.
I got a recommendation by a dermatologist. I think that's the last one I'm going to try. But I think I have come to accept that it is a struggle that may never go away.
And
like, literally, I can't just cleanse my face and moisturize and walk. Because I do that in a week without having to use specific products that have specific ingredients. My face will break out completely. Like, I have to manage it. I can't just wash my face like a normal person and moisturize and walk.
Okay, before I didn't know that, I just realized that Sai.
Yeah, I can't.
Because you see, like for me, at times I'll put on the products and everything. Then like at times I'll just go for a week with just the moisturize.
Yeah.
At times when I go home, I just wash my face. But then again, I feel like it also improves with age, because mom tells me she also had those kind of breakouts.
Yeah.
But then if you look at mom's skin, Sai, she's flawless
she has no
actually.
Acne.
So I feel like maybe.
But her acne was different. Because how she describes it, it's hers was bigger
Big
pimples with pus. And so I feel also the kind of acne you have also matters. The type
determines whether it's going to be lifelong or just for like a period of time.
Yeah, plus I feel like it's genetic, if you ask me. Right?
Because I also never thought I'd have a breakout at any point.
Yeah.
Because I was also very flawless. But okay, I think if you go for that dermatologist, then of course you'll outline whatever you've tried.
Yeah, most definitely.
I feel like they may come up with maybe a regimen that will really work the magic now, make it better and everything.
I hope so.
Yeah, we just hope for the best.
I hope, yeah. And we will be doing an episode of pure
the acne journey.
My acne journey, my struggle with acne, and maybe there are a few tips I have learned also that work. And I don't know, look out for that one also. So number 3. In the 9 things I know for sure. I know that every day is a learning experience. I know you wake up one day, you go hear somebody speak something, it's very powerful. I have gotten that one. Now I have my life all figured out. Let's do this. Then the next morning, a different scenario comes up. You can never figure it out all. You can never have it all figured out. Like every single day is a learning experience. I know that for sure. So
you learn, you unlearn, you relearn again.
You learn, you unlearn. For example, right now I'm unlearning some things and I'm learning some habits. And I know even at the age of say 30 or 40, you will still be
the same.
Why didn't I know about that?
True.
Yeah.
True. Because every time, even for me, every time I think I have figured something out. Especially when you read novels, the motivational ones. For instance, okay, the 5 a.m. Club. If you've read the 5 a.m. Club, it has like all the tips on how to streamline your life, and you think you have it all figured out. So you come, you execute everything you've learned in the 5 a.m. Club. Others work, others don't. Like
work.
For me, there's some, since I read the 5 a.m. Club, that was back in 2020 during COVID. There's some that have held on up to now, and they do work.
Yeah.
Then comes in something like Atomic Habits. I know you think you have it all cracked.
Yeah.
A few months later, you feel like you know nothing. But I can actually relate to that, because at times we even have conversations with you during the night. You share something, and I'm like, this was all I needed for my life to at least have a flow. Then maybe a month later, something else comes up.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just that process of you learn, you unlearn.
Yes.
Because I feel like also some things work for just for a period of time, not lifelong.
True. And it's the same thing with planning. I remember we used to joke with a colleague of mine. Would say you plan out your day. You say tomorrow, I have my to-do list. I'm doing 1 to 7. You wake up that morning and other things come up that require your attention and you end up doing nothing on your to-do list.
Then by the end of the day, you look at your to-do list and you get disoriented.
Exactly. And so it's also to say you cannot have a fixed
life.
A fixed mentality, in the sense that each day is different. Each day will unfold in a different way. You have a plan. It's good to have a plan. But also keep in mind how that day unveils.
Your plan
it may or it may not work. And you might have to adjust to
that.
Yeah, to suit that day.
Because at times, there are some situations that are unavoidable.
True.
So you just have to prioritize them and
exactly.
do away with your to-do list.
Exactly.
Again, at times you don't just have the energy.
Yeah.
And maybe you do one thing only.
One thing only.
Okay.
So I don't think you will ever have it all figured it out. And
so just keep your mind open.
Every day is
a learning experience. That was number
3.
Number 3.
Yeah. Number 4. I know that I must focus on the things that bring me joy. I must. If I want to be sane, if I want to... There's a certain level of satisfaction you get from life. And I feel like it can only be there, or happiness or joy. And it can only be derived from doing the things that bring you joy.
Personally.
Like for me, I know I have 5. I know I have to make working out
a daily
routine, or a habit that I have to do for the rest of my life, just because I like how it makes me feel. And it's something I've wanted to do for quite some time. I'm just not consistent at it. And so I know for a fact that is something that builds me, and so I have to focus on it. Right?
Yeah.
I know 2, dressing up. And it makes me feel some type of way. And so I know that I will have to be very intentional.
So maybe on weekends you decide that.
Not even on weekends. On a daily basis.
It's not something occasional.
No.
Even on going to work and everything.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I know that I will have to continue to do. I know decor brings me joy.
And you are quite good at it, hands down.
Yes. Yes. And so I know, basically I'm trying to focus on the things that bring me joy, that make me feel, I don't know,
whole.
They make me feel whole. I know spirituality was big for me at some point. Then I dropped it. But I know for sure there's something it does to me.
Something you just can't.
Something I can't explain, but I know it fulfills me. Makes me feel like I'm living, right? And so that's number 4. You can do number 5. You're your biggest cheerleader and you're your biggest enemy. I know that for sure. I know that my mind is my biggest enemy and it's my biggest cheerleader.
So, this thing that we always try to do, maybe blame others, or there's always this thing of they're waiting for my downfall. And most of the times, no one is even thinking about you, because people have a lot on their plate.
Yes.
They are focusing on their well-being. their mental health.
They have things to do.
Maybe their financial, they need their own families.
Yes.
Because come to think of it, I don't see how you'll just sit here idle and think about somebody and what they are doing with their life, yet you don't have your life figured out.
Yeah.
Of course, there's that criticism and everything, but I feel like it's usually just banter, just normal banter to pass time, or maybe just to hate to make someone feel better.
Yeah.
And I also feel like the moment we try how we let the external forces, we are like the moment we give them that power, it's like you are draining your own power without them asking for it, just giving it to them.
Giving somebody control over your life. Basically, it's all in the mind. You can do it all. You yourself know what you're capable of. Yeah, there are things at times somebody might know that one is capable of 1, 2, 3, but deep down, you know what you're capable of. You know how you can even create a scenario in your head and it sticks. And it's against you. Not against somebody else, but you have created this thing and now it looks like it's reality. And so I know for a fact you cannot wait for somebody to come and cheer you up, to come and motivate you, to come and you are existing as you, and you're what? You're your best friend and your worst enemy. You can bring yourself down and you can uplift yourself.
So basically, what we try to do is just blame them. Like when we try maybe to put it on other people. Like if I come and say that maybe the reason I did not do this, or the reason I was unable to focus on this thing, is because purity came and said this to me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I had that purity say that I cannot do this and then I was unable to
do it.
So it's just ourselves. It's just you feeling yourself, then blame it on another guy.
Somebody else. Literally, you have to do what?
Hold yourself accountable.
You have to hold yourself accountable. And whatever it is that, I don't know, feel you don't have the energy to do, or basically it starts and ends with you. Yeah. Because somebody can bring something to you and gift it to you, take. This will change your life. But until you yourself do it, like make that decision to do something, it may never help at all. So that one I know for sure. The other thing that I know for sure is...
That's number 6.
Number 6.
Yep.
Right? You have to map your life. That's how I wrote it down. You have to run your life like a business. See how, who said that Kenya is being run like a business?
The honest man.
Yes. And I remember he's quite old. He was a colleague and a boss. And one day he asked me, Purity, how is your life like at the age of 40? And I looked at him and I was like, I do not know. I do not know. And he told me, you need to know. You need to know how your life at 40 looks like. And back then, it made sense, but I didn't follow it through. And so now is when it's really sinking in that you really need to, because with businesses, how they work, they have short-term goals, long-term goals. So we are looking at 1 year. What are we doing with this? 1 year. Okay, fine. We also project in 4 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years to come. Where is this business going to be? The same for your life. At your age, you should be thinking, at 27, how do I want my life? What does that life look like? And I think how it helps you start to be very intentional with whatever you're doing every day. Because say if you're saying you want to be financially independent, then it means you're starting to think, okay, what can I do now? So you start to have small steps. Maybe you start saving small, or you're starting to see what avenues are there.
It becomes like their planting season.
Exactly. Or you're doing the groundwork. Okay, fine, this works this way.
For this to happen, I need to do this.
For this to happen, this needs to happen. And I also feel something else that businesses do is review. You'll find like we said we will be having quarterly reviews.
Yep.
That is something I have seen businesses do. You sit and you review for the past, say, 2, 3, 6 months. What have we accomplished? Where did we fail? What can we do better? And so the same for myself. Okay, fine, I set out to do 1, 2, 3. How far am I? What are the setbacks I've come across? And what can I do better? Do I still want to go in that same line, or do I feel like things have changed? Maybe I need to shift. And so basically I feel it helps you keep on track. And so you're not waking up one morning and you are, say you are 23 and you wake up and you're 27 and you look back and you cannot say what you have been doing with your life. It just helps you to be more intentional. And so I know for sure I need to live my life, to map it out, to see it, for it to make sense, and for it to be more fulfilling for me. Yeah.
Okay, so you live one day at a time, yes?
You live one day at a time fully, because the world things are constantly changing.
Oh, but you do away with the mentality, or you see, there's this mentality that tomorrow will cry for itself, something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, it
Because
will cry, and you
there's
will
always
cry
that,
with it.
or tomorrow will figure itself out. So let me just.
I always say, have your plan. At least now I know. Have your plan. Have what it is you would want your life to look like. Have it. But also know the world is changing. Things shift every single day, but it helps to know this is where I wanted to go. And so if something changes here, you can easily go and amend here. Rather than you're just moving with the flow. Ideally, you do not know what it is that you want.
So if the wind blows to the right,
you blow with
to the
it.
right, to the left.
Yeah, and just because you have a plan, it's not to say that it's going to be obviously how I see life at 27. I'm sure it's not how I will see life at 37. Many things, many perspectives would have changed.
Yep.
And so as they change, you amend.
But basically, just have a plan.
But basically, you need to have a plan
to guide you through the.
Yes, and you need to constantly be reviewing to see, where am I failing? Where can I do better? What can I add? What should I deduct? What was making sense then that is not making sense now? Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So point number 7.
Point number 7. There's nothing like perfection. but there is growth. I know for, at least for me, I'm one to be very fixated on it has to be perfect. Unless it's this way, it really has to be this way. And I think I've learned from you, because you've done a number of projects, right? And you see, okay, that one is maybe not 100%, but that does not hold you from
doing the project again,
or submitting it, or finalizing it. And so I know for a fact that growing every day. Okay, fine, this was not perfect. You perfect one thing, it adds up. Okay, you learn something, you perfect it. Small growth is much better than chasing perfection.
So even the small steps matter.
And so it's like saying, until I have it all figured it out, I won't do it.
Yeah.
So you'd rather have it started.
Start with what you have.
Then as you go along, make the small changes that you need to make as you go. Yeah.
So there's nothing like perfection, but there's growth.
Growth is much better than
perfection.
Being fixated on perfection.
It will never be perfect.
It may never be perfect.
Maybe close to.
Yeah, it could be close to perfection, but it may never be truly perfect. Yeah.
You'll always see faults somewhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe you think it's perfect, but someone will see faults.
Yes.
Someone else.
Yes,
from another
perspective.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah. That is number
7.
Number 7.
Making peace with imperfection.
Yes.
So number 8.
Number 8, I know for sure you need to be the change that you want to see. Or whatever it is that you feel needs to be done, you have to actually take the step to do it. And maybe to expound, this I learned in our workspace. This is how you normally see things are just working. Oh, we had a problem there. Oh, then now it's okay. And you might find yourself falling in a trap where yours is only to, suggest this one and this one is not okay. This one and this one should be this way. This one, what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? And I know for a fact, businesses that have grown, I know for a fact, like even looking at the latest project you've done, your song Hisia, I know for a fact that you have an idea, you have to do the work.
Yep.
You have to start.
Definitely.
You have to, anything that has grown to be so big and so successful,
there's a lot of hard work.
There's something that went into it.
Blood, sweat and tears.
Exactly. And so when I feel at times you'll just sit back and be like, okay, those guys are very successful. And it's almost you're not recognizing what goes into it. It's very easy to focus on the final.
But then you don't even focus on the process. You ignore the process completely. Maybe these guys sleep for 2 hours daily, 2 to 3 hours max.
Yeah.
To make sure whatever they are doing. Because I don't think there's anything like easy success.
No.
At any point.
I don't think it exists.
Because
and not to say that you have to struggle and toil,
but it's not going to be easy.
work is put into it somehow.
There's no it just comes.
No, it does not just show up.
Okay, maybe you don't have a lot of setbacks, but then you have to put in a lot of work.
Yes. So I know.
Or maybe you don't put in a lot of work, but you have a lot of setbacks.
Yes.
That you have to constantly keep overcoming.
And so I think I have learned to be proactive.
Mm-hmm.
So if I feel okay, I need to do 1, 2, 3, instead of that mentality of okay, I will wait, and maybe somebody else is going to do it. I think it's like what? It's an awakening or something.
Mm-hmm.
Every successful thing you see, or every put together human being you see,
Mm-hmm.
it is because they decided to take that first step, put in the work. And that is why whatever you're getting to enjoy, mm-hmm. That's why it is where it is.
It was just not handed over to them.
No. And so I know for sure that you need to
put in the
work and be the change that you want to see. Because putting in the work is not interesting. Mm-hmm. No, like it's not, like it's a lot.
It's not that pretty.
Taking that first step to do something,
mm-hmm.
that you feel needs to be done at times, mm-hmm. It's not very easy. The same thing as ideas. You have an idea, you want to implement it, starting. I don't think it's normally the easiest thing to do.
So there's nothing like enjoying the fruits without toiling.
Yes. But I also don't like to put it that way so that you feel like you have to be miserable for you to make it. Not that, but some work has to go. Like you have to take the step. The step to do whatever it is.
So it all comes back to you.
It all comes back to you as an individual. Because if you are to do it, I do it, somebody else does it, then we have
problem solved.
Yeah.
That was number
8. And the last one is, I know that no man is an island.
Number 9.
I know that you cannot exist by yourself alone. Even with all my introvertedness, I know. At times I wish
it was possible. Because I feel like dealing with people is a lot of work.
It can be.
If it was, I'd be one of those people who would be islands. Just family, close family. Then lock everyone else out. Mm-hmm. Because it's usually a lot of work.
Yeah, it takes work.
It's a lot of work
to build and maintain relationships of whatever kind. Friendships, even family at times. Yeah. And so, but I know for a fact, human beings are social beings. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact that being alone, okay, there's something about just speaking to somebody and you realize, okay, you get different perspectives on things. Mm-hmm. And on life that you may never have gotten if you were just by yourself.
True.
And so I know for a fact that however difficult it can be, not to say that now I'm going out there trying to be everybody's friend, mm-hmm. But I know that you cannot exist by yourself. And there are scenarios that are beyond you. You as an individual cannot handle, and somebody else may make it very easy for you to handle. Or situations even you find yourself in. Like you hear of people who say what? They have cancer. No matter how, or at least according to what I have seen, regardless of how, say, wealthy you could be, you still realize you need community around you. You need that support system.
The emotional support at some point.
You need emotional support at some point. And so I know for a fact that
no man,
you cannot exist by yourself. You can.
Partially.
You can exist by yourself, but it's more wholesome. Or it can be a bit easier or a bit eye-opening, rather, just interacting with a few people here and there.
But that does not mean that you go all out.
Not really, but also you cannot go, because you also give what you receive. I want to believe. At times it may not work that way, but also it's not like you're not bringing your whole presence to. Okay, it's not like you're being present. I don't know whether I'm making. Maybe that just. I just.
Okay, you cannot be half present.
No, like, okay, what you're saying is you don't have to be. To give your all to somebody. How did you phrase it?
You don't have to go all out, like with everyone. You want to interact with everyone.
No,
you want to
no,
network
no.
with everyone.
It's
Just
not
because I feel like maybe you should just give that energy maybe to what really matters.
Yeah, obviously.
Like family, you cannot isolate yourself totally from your family. They might be toxic, but you'll need them at some point. Friends.
And not to say everybody, but so long as you have your. Because people are different. There are people who can have 10, 20 friends. There are people who can have 5 friends.
True.
Different relationships, and not necessarily to mean they have to be deeply connected. Like in-depth connected. Because say you have your friends, the relationship you have with your friends is different from that you have with your family, from that you have with your colleagues. Say maybe there are friends who are closer, there are others who are a bit. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because we also learned that the hard way. At some point, I had decided to just isolate myself. Then circumstances. I think you know the story. Circumstances forced me to pull everyone back in.
Yeah.
And now here I am struggling to just maintain all the different aspects.
Yeah.
You get angry at this one, you're like, I should have just done away with this one completely. But then you're like, it's not possible.
It's not possible. And also when you look at it from.
But at some point it is.
To just
Let's assume.
Yourself.
At some point it is. Partially, not completely, but partially. I feel like it's more peaceful at times. There are situations where you know you need people around, but you just force yourself to be alone.
Yeah.
And it ends up working magic. But anyway, just like you said, you have to find that balance.
No, it's a balance. Not to say that you can't have your alone time. But just to say that you can't exist by yourself
completely
and live in your own world completely.
True.
At least that I know for sure. At least for me, I know for sure.
Because I don't know if you've ever been indoors for long and then you just want to go out and not talk to anyone, but just see people.
Yeah.
Just go out, just see people walking, others having a chat and everything, and then you feel much better.
I think there's that aspect in every human being that
we are social beings.
We are social beings at the end of it. Yeah.
Nice.
And so I think, those are the
9 things.
The 9 things I know for sure.
And that has been quite inside you. Insightful.
Yeah. I think that's just it for today, and hope to see you back in the next one.
And I hope we learned a thing or two. You can also let us know some of the things that you know for sure. At whatever age that you are at, let us know what you think of some of the points that have been highlighted here. You can add on something.
Yeah,
sure. Feel free to engage with us. That was a good one.
Yes, it was very simple, but I know for sure those things. I know for sure they can truly have an impact in your life. At least I know they have an impact in my life, and that is what I'm trying to work on moving forward. Try to be consistent with moving forward. I actually want to implement, because some I'm on and off, but I just want to be consistent.
Nice.
So I think always remember to be intentional. And since I'm also learning Japanese, I thought we could say sayonara.
That means
bye.
The socials.
Okay.
The socials. Your Instagram.
My Instagram is puri_mbogwa. That's where I'm quite active. A bit active. Twitter is puri_mbogwa. Yeah, that's it.
Instagram, leumasshulac. Twitter, son of Mbogwa. So you were supposed to say? Sayonara.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching, for taking your time. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment. Just engage with us. Usiogope. So that's it.
Yes. Always remember to be intentional and
sayonara.
Bye. What do you mean bye? Bye.
Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.